I want to bring us back to kind of why we came together, how we are actually going to free play for gamers.
I mean, a lot of this comes from the year or two before NOR happened, and I hit everyone up. For example, I hit up one company, and we wanted to make this really exciting, and I think with a wonderful developer, a mobile ice hockey thing with extremely light microtrans. And it was going to be cool. It's a 3x return on investment. It's clear. It's easy. It's not going to cost a lot of money. And they weren't interested unless like it was a 20x. That was just the end of the conversation. It wasn't a negotiation. They're like, yeah, that's great. We're looking for a bigger return. It's like, I got so just kind of like, so this is where we're at. The profit margins are so thin on these games that they know that they have to do these extreme moonshots because they're basically like any other investment vehicle. You have 10 failures and 1 success. So you want a 20x return. You know, there has to be some other way to think about funding. There has to be some other way to think about how capital moves inside of games. Movies for a long time weren't funded like they are now. And even now they're not funded like games are. Software isn't funded like games is. Nothing is, like everything has its own way. And so is there a way we can really rethink where games fit in that cycle? Are games intended to be the product we're selling? Or is it intended to be the thing people are playing and the product can be elsewhere, that the sale moment can be elsewhere and capital can find elsewhere? And this is where the idea of sports and how sports works started to bleed in. And I just saw that and went, but games are sports. Like I'm not one of those silly people who thinks I don't even think it should be called esports. It should be called fucking sports. I said, so Chris, I have a weird idea and I want to make all games free, I think. What hit you, like in the game side? Because I know there's a million things we're doing that are exciting, but in this space specifically, what about it? Because I know you're a gamer. You play the shit out of shit. So what is it? What struck you? Where did you come from on all that?
What struck me is that the games weren't just a specific title. It was the ability for people to play the game they want to. And it's freeing them up from having to do the grind. It's like, all right, this is my favorite game, like World of Warcraft. Amazing game that kind of evolved over time, but it got to the point where it's just a grind and it became a job and it actually became careers for people and kind of fueled entire industries, but it lost its fun for a lot of people overall. But I love the idea that you had of just freeing up play for everybody. So having real great competitive based games for people to grow and evolve in, but also have that other side of it all from the metagame for them to play the business of sports and having that economy of sports around that they can play and become legends on their own, not necessarily playing a first person shooter, playing a competitive style Dota. It's about playing the economy and having ability for other players to come together. And that was really huge. It's not about just a single type of player. It's about an entire community rallying behind a sole vision and mission just to free up and have fun and grow and evolve together in kind of this hybrid mishmash of all these different game mechanics in a really simple and elegant wrapper of NOR. And like that core idea of just like, I can play with friends that are professional gamers, but also playing with people that are not and watch them grow and evolve to becoming professional players. I just love the ability to capitalize on that excitement, but also giving them an outlet for it. So their fandom, their loyalty can go into a place for them to grow and evolve and just feel free to do what they want. If they want to just be viewers, they want to be spectators watching streams, they can participate and really bring people forward. Or if you want to play the games, you go and play the games. And I love that ability. And that's what got me excited about it. And freeing up the ability for developers, for example, to build the games they want and not have to worry about, how do I make a transaction? How do I make money next week on this title? It's about how do I capitalize on creating the most fun and engagement to our players? And that is exciting from a game development standpoint because there's very few studios anymore that I'll focus on just building the best game possible and having a community waiting and supporting that game to kind of be built and supporting them to see the best thing possible be made.